Alright, take two, let's go. I used a specific strategy for this that I'm going to link in the description, but the reason that you can see me up there in the top left but I'm not actually talking is because during this entire thing, communication is very, very important, so I was typing a lot. My microphone happens to be like right next to my keyboard, and my keyboard is very loud, so I'm talking now instead. The first thing I do is go ahead and buy a crockpot, get all that set up, and grab 2 ferns while she's talking because she doesn't throw the coins for a little bit. Might as well do something. Then immediately go and buy a fishing rod and get a fish so that I can make some fish stew, because that only counts as a fish craving. It doesn't count as a snack craving, which is the first thing the Gnaw will ask for every single time. I'm looking around for Billy here, son. Here he is. It's really, really important with this to get the salt rack up as soon as possible, and that's where you're going to be doing most of your waiting from. I tried doing a strategy where I got the red mark on the 5th dish instead of the 3rd, but that didn't really end up working because something happened. I didn't realize that when you gave the Gnaw something it didn't want, that came at a time penalty. However, another thing I didn't realize when I was doing this run in particular that actually won was the time penalty didn't really matter because it wasn't actually a time penalty. You see, the Gnaw's like hunger meter starts going down faster and faster over time the longer he goes without getting food. So when you give him something to eat and it's not what he wants, you will have the bar go down just a little bit, but the time that is actually reset, like, I can't speak. Basically, it'll kind of reset the timer to an extent so that it'll stop going down as fast, even though you do get an immediate chunk off, but that doesn't really matter because you actually end up gaining time from that regardless. Right here, my farmer hasn't bought any seeds yet, so I actually have exactly 7 coins so I can get the salt rack. This only works as Wes. If you're not Wes, then you have to be a different character. Good job, Brain. If you're not Wes, then you're a different character. If you're not Wes, then you're not going to get the salt rack after the first dish, and I guess it's safe for your farmer to buy some seeds, but your farmer doesn't really need to buy any seeds for a while. You're going to need mixed vegetables at some point in this, but you should be fine for a while. Supposedly, you can get a soup or snack craving or something like that on the 3rd round, but I'm not really sure about that. I'm pretty sure that's just meat or fish. And then 4th is always dessert. But if you do get a soup or snack craving, then you need to make mixed vegetables, and you make that with just any random number of vegetables in the oven. I wouldn't give it all the same thing, just in case, because, again, mixed vegetables. I think I gave it like 2 potatoes and a carrot or something, and that works just fine. Throughout this whole thing, I kind of cycle through everything with stone soup that I don't really need, and just to buy myself extra time. Here I'm just kind of waiting the timer out because I'm trying to wait until it's going down a little bit faster before I give it food. It's probably going down fast enough at this point. I also should have waited a little longer before I gave it the first dish, because the first dish actually makes the timer start going down faster than it would currently be going down when I gave it. Because the Gnaw starts off satisfied by default, and if you give it anything to make it not satisfied, you're not gaining any time. You're losing an immediate chunk of time, and you're making the timer go down faster, so I would say wait on that just a little bit longer. Except don't actually, because you need the salt rack. Never mind. This entire thing kind of revolves around basically getting the red mark earlier than you should, just like
Gun store.
in 5-dish solo run. Basically what you do is meat stew gives you a red mark if you plate it, no matter if it's satisfying the craving or not. But I didn't realize this, you don't actually need any higher tier ingredients to make meat stew. You just need the large cookpot. For meat stew, you just need 2 meat scrap and 2 potatoes or a carrot or something.
Yo, broke is.
And put that in a large cookpot and you're good to go. And it'll give you a red mark.
Yo, Despacito has
I didn't realize
3.3
that.
million dislikes.
Would have made 5-dish solo so much easier.
Why does the
That
mouse
would have
cursor a middle
guaranteed. Yeah, that would have guaranteed a red mark on my second dish.
Finger.
Damn. I reset so many runs trying to get garlic from mixed seed packs. Anyway, so these guys that I'm doing this achievement with right now, this is my first time doing the achievement with these guys, and they're not incredibly experienced in this, so you might see me having a bit of complications with them every so often. Just because, like, we went over the strategy as best that we could, but there's still, like, a few things, like, I think the Gather didn't listen to me.
Why is it
at one point
$46,000 for a
when
freaking
I said to run salt or something.
Yosef,
It wasn't that big of a
Emir
deal because
luxury
he
finish
got it anyway. But,
on the gun?
yeah, so for these guys, they did it first try with me carrying them the whole time as the chef, and then I was on, like, try 15, but they did it first try, so this achievement's easy.
What?
This is great.
Money to buy. Oh.
Also, you see me, like, trapping rabbits here. I did buy the trap for 3 gold. That's because money is incredibly tight in this. I could have used 4 gold and just bought some pigeons immediately, but money is so ridiculously tight in this in particular. I throw out the potatoes there just because they're about to go bad, and I don't want to, you know, ruin any dishes.
Those shotguns.
Never take that chance, by the way. If something's, like, about to go bad, don't try and cook with it. It's just going to turn into wet goop. That's not gonna work. Anyway. I can't remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, you can also see that our gatherer is the robot. You don't really need, like, hardly any buckets in this, because, and as you can see, my farmer has yet to plant anything, because I've told him not to plant anything, because money is that tight that I don't even want to buy seeds. Making the meaty stew here. And like I said, I just made it with 2 scrap and 2 potatoes, and there you go, there's the red mark. That's kind of ridiculous. And, yeah. Now I can get the favors, but the Nod just asked for meat, so I actually have to cycle through real quick here. I believe I do that with, yeah. I think I'm about to make, another stone soup here. I just bought the oven because you need the oven for,
Yeah, let's get a
meat
pink
Wellingtons.
tint. Why the fuck not?
It's...
I'm buying a pink
I'm not
shotgun.
exactly sure what the thought process is as to what
like
gives you a favor without actually, you know, I don't know. I'm not sure why certain things give favors when they're not being craved and others don't. I assumed it would be like all of the desserts would give you favors if you silver plated them, because normally you don't have to silver plate them and they'll still give you the higher tier currencies. Also right there, mushrooms are on the ground. Never put vegetables on the ground. So many people do that. And you don't do that because rabbits eat them. I put some potatoes over to the left earlier, and you can see that the rabbit already ate the potatoes. Always put food in the safe. Anyway, yeah, desserts don't normally need to be plated to get the higher tier currencies, but I tried plating them and that didn't work. So we kind of figured out that rewards are basically just halved. So if something gives 2 blue sapphire, then it'll give 1 blue sapphire no matter what it is. Like, I think plated carrot cake works? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, the last thing we have to do here is just give 3 meat Wellingtons as fast as possible, so I'm cooking one right now. No, I'm not. I'm dumb. Whatever. Now I'm cooking one. Anyway. You want to just give 3 meat Wellingtons as fast as possible. Again, these come with a time penalty, and nearing the end here, it actually really is a time penalty because you are so close to getting like the run ending that the amount of time left is actually like the chunk of time that you lose is going to be more than the chunk of time that you're going to save from the timer going down slower. So that's an issue. Supposedly you also can't get any, you can't get any red marks or favors with the dishes here unless you don't give them when they're being craved or when a dessert's being craved. I don't know why it's a dessert. Maybe like the Nod is expecting something amazing and doesn't get something amazing. I don't know. I started making... No, wait. I start making the next meat Wellington here, I believe. He's craving a dessert right now, so I have to get that going too. No, god damn it. Actually look at the screen in front of you. I'm talking to myself, not you. I'm making the dessert right now. Or something that's not the dessert. Mixed vegetables, I don't goddamn know. I'm not paying any attention.
Look at me with my pink shotgun.
I have the stuff to make one last meat Wellington in my inventory. I don't know why I'm commentating over this crap. It's like, this is incredibly obvious stuff, but whatever. Yep, that's the meat Wellington. Now I need to make something that's not a dessert or a meat Wellington. I don't know why I haven't started making one already. Because I can just make a stone soup.
Oh yeah, Austin, I did the nearest part in terms of planet.
Ooh, nice.
Actually, I think all the foliage I already picked, so I need to make vegetables.
The really dumb
That's probably what it is.
With the dash orbs in it.
I think at some point here I also asked the Gatherer to... Yeah, right there, you just saw. Asked the Gatherer to bring me some salt because I don't want the meat Wellingtons to go bad, and also we need as much time as possible, and salting your dishes will seriously help with that. Getting like really close to the end here. I'm actually... I'll wait to say that actually. Because you'll see it in a second anyway. I believe right there I thought that somebody was about to take the meat Wellington to the altar, which would have been really bad. Then right there I give the plate of vegetables because I don't want it to, you know. So he does that, and then I set those down immediately without even seeing what he's craving next because we're that tight on time. So if he was craving meat or something like that, that would have been run killer right there. But so like right here we won and I still wasn't even sure if we'd won yet. I was actually waiting to get to the next screen so it would tell me if I got the achievement
Y'all
or
remember
not.
when Steelmate Redux was
But
number
we
1?
did. So yeah, that's basically what you do. I'll link the strategy that I used in the description down below. And yeah, this is about it.